Hey guys, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Let me go ahead and set this room up real quick and then we can get started. It's 6:22 right now, so the market is going to open in about 8 minutes. I'm going to speed through this real quick, set everything up, and then we'll go through our analysis real quick before we look for the possible breakout this morning. So I'm going to get everything set up right here. Looks good. Looks good right there. All right, now that we've pretty much got everything all set up right here, go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and set this up over here as well. All right, cool. Looks solid. Get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, guys, looks good. All right, everything looks solid for the most part. Good morning, everybody. I'll give it a few minutes for people to make their way into the room real quick. Makes sense. All right, solid. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Market is going to open in about 5 minutes. So I'll go over the analysis real quick. I'll let people make their way in. Morning, Peter. Morning, Delmas. Morning, everyone. Morning, Matthew. Morning, Casey. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Maria. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Lorraine. Yeah, definitely. Casey said morning, guys. Happy Monday for sure. Yeah, if you guys saw Casey's killing it this morning. Casey's currently up about 5,165 pounds this morning. Took some sells right there. He looked at retail sentiment, saw that it was 63% long, just telling him to take sells because he was doing the opposite of everyone else. Worked out perfectly for him. So looking good right there, guys, for Casey right there. Morning, Maria. Morning, Steven. Morning, Slava. Morning, Scotty. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Miles. Morning, everyone. All right, guys. So just FYI, I'm not answering any more questions during the live session. I'll answer them towards the end, but once the live session has begun and from the beginning, I'm not going to be answering any more questions. So if you guys have questions, you guys are free to put your questions in the chat, but I'm going to ignore all questions until the end of the trading session. We just don't want we don't want any more distractions. We want to just be focused on trading. So if you guys do have any specific questions, save that for the mentoring session, or at the end, if you guys want to hold them to the very end, when we're no longer taking any more trades, I can answer them then. But during the middle of the session, I'm not going to be answering any more questions. So we're going to be fully focused during this week. Last week I had a lot of distractions, so it kind of threw me off a bit during the live. But this week I'm not going to let that happen again. So yeah, I'll help you guys with questions, but they're just not going to be answered during the live session. It's just going to be trading. So I think we're good right now, guys. Anyways, looking over here at retail sentiment, it's currently 63% long. Looking over at the fundamentals right now, currently the futures data is 366 points in the red. So it's very indecisive right now. Fundamentals are very red. Actually, no, it's not indecisive. It's actually perfect because they're both pointing towards a sell right now. Fundamentals are pointing towards a sell. Retail traders on the long side, so we definitely want to be selling today. However, on open, I would expect price to be manipulated to the upside. As you guys can see right here, we have a ton of liquidity right here, right? These areas have not been triggered yet. So what we might see right here on open is we might see a huge bullish push to the upside. It might even push all the way up to there, probably push up to here, probably even a push up to here. And, maybe even lastly, a push up to here. If we get a push up to there, I expect it to come right back down. So what I would recommend, guys, is be very careful today. Keep in mind that Monday is one of the most riskiest days to trade because the market is reopening from the weekend. So you guys want to be a bit careful. However, this is what I kind of see happening. I do see a long-term push to the downside, but on open, we might see a manipulated push up and then a drop right back down after. So we'll see what happens there. Also looking at CNBC, they also reported, so they said selling in stock futures picks up before the open. NASDAQ futures fall 2%. So as you can see right here, CNBC is reporting a drop in price. Usually when CNBC reports something like this, price does the opposite. So in the next 2 minutes when the market opens, I would probably expect price to push up pretty heavily and then come right back down. So you guys want to be a bit careful if you guys are looking to take any trades here. It's going to be a bit risky, but I do see a long-term push to the downside. So we'll see what happens there. And we'll see if we can grab anything from there. But I don't think I'm going to take anything on open. I'll probably just sit out a bit, let that thing push up slightly, and then I will enter after the market has stabilized. So just FYI, guys. I might take some trades on my own, some speculative trades, but I don't recommend anyone follow me when taking these. I'm probably going to take them with smaller lot size, and I'm probably going to get in and out very, very quickly because I don't want to get caught in this manipulated push on open, which is going to happen in about a minute here. So morning, Al. Morning, everyone. Morning. Morning, Miles. Morning, Brenda. Morning, Nick. Morning, Charlie. Morning, Matt. Morning, everyone. All right, guys. So market is opening in about 40 seconds. When the market opens, as I mentioned earlier, guys, we probably expect to push to the upside because we have all this liquidity right here, and then it'll probably come right back down. So we'll see what happens here. And just a reminder, if you guys are just joining the room, I'm not going to be answering any questions during the live session. I'll be answering them towards the end once we're done trading for the day, just to keep our focus on the charts. So morning, Christopher. Morning, everyone. All right, market is opening in about 15 seconds. Market is opening in about 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. So let's see what happens here. Price is dropping a little bit. See where the fundamentals are sitting right now. Refresh this. Currently, they are, it's not even updating. Wow. It's weird. So let's see, looking at the charts right now, price is dropping. So we'll see what happens here, guys. I do think it's going to drop overall. So if we do see some sells, that's what we're going to be looking for. However, I don't want to get caught in like any of this manipulated push. Wow, it's dropped 460 points on open. So the market just opened right now. It's down 460 points, 500 points. Market is crashing pretty hard right now. Technically, this would be an entry for a breakout. Well, maybe we got to see how it closes. I'm not going to take it though. So if this closes as a breakout, I'm not taking it. It's dropped too heavily during, all of London session. It's going to have to push up at some point. So as you can see right here, huge wick on the bottom, no breakout. Definitely no breakout right here because the wick on the bottom is way too big. You can see it rejected right off this low. And there you go, as it pushes right back up. So I do expect a manipulated push to the upside. Definitely not taking any sells yet. What I want right here is I want price to be manipulated. I purposely want price to be manipulated up to the upside so that when I come down, I have a lot of space here to ride this down even lower. The problem with you taking a sell right here is that areas of rejection are going to be very far away. You can see price hasn't been in this area in a very long time. See how low price currently is? If you scroll out all the way, price has not been in this area in a long time. So there's no area where you can expect a bounce to happen, at least not anytime soon. So just be a bit careful. Also, thanks to you for reminding us, we have news at 6:45. Looking over here at the calendar, we have news at 6:45. It's medium news, flash manufacturing PMI, and flash services PMI at 6:45 as well. Two somewhat big news events happening right here that is going to affect a lot of the companies that are within the US 30. So I want to be careful here, guys. This low here has been broken. This low right here has been broken as well. So this is now the new low, and you can see price kind of pushing up right here. Let's see, market opened right here at 6:30. This dotted line is going to be the opening price. Color that blue. Let me check the sessions indicator over here. All right, so the sessions are like way up here. So unless price pushes up heavily, it won't really matter because we're looking for sells anyway. So the sessions won't be as important. But we do have all this liquidity that's drawn up right here. So here is the markup right now for US 30. This vertical line is the opening candle. This horizontal dotted line is opening price. So we'll see price probably push to the upside and come back down, but we're looking for sells today for sure. 100% looking for sells. Definitely not looking to take any buys today. And let me see if I can make some adjustments here. So we got that there. This is now moved a bit lower. Down here, opening price is going to be right over there. And I'll mark up the hours as well so that we can see exactly where price is moving by the hour. My brother right now is developing an indicator to draw these hourly lines for us anyway. So once he's done with that, it's gonna be a lot easier for us to just track how price is moving by the hour. Because as you guys can see, price usually moves by the hour. It'll indicate the direction of price, like price is consolidating and ranging around here. If price pushes up, it might be bullish until 7, and then maybe it'll come right back down. But it's gonna be very useful when identifying how price moves around this area. Anyways, price is just bouncing around this area right here. It's kind of slow, not really moving too much. I think when news happens at 6:45, it'll push price one way or the other. Let's see what they're predicting right now. So the forecast for the flash manufacturing is going to be negative. So we'll see what happens here. It looks negative for both. So if that happens, it's just going to push our, the drop even further. But yeah, so that looks okay for there. Let me put the strategies over here that we're looking to apply. There's a couple entries here that would have hit, and I'll show you real quick. I do see a couple variations here. As you guys are aware, I mainly trade the variation 1 and 2 on the 1 minute and the triple confluence. I don't necessarily trade anything else, even though we have other strategies that work perfectly fine. These are the ones that I have the highest probability of winning with. So this is why I mainly use these on the live so that we can give you guys quality trades to take. So this is basically what I'm looking for here. As you can see, there's a variation right here. This hit full TP. If you took this for a sell, variation right there, full TP, but it was right on open, so I probably wouldn't have taken it, obviously. But straight TP right there. Other than that, I think that's it for the trades that were certainly available around that time. Another variation right here as well. That would have been a full TP as well, right there. But I don't take any trades pre-market anymore. I'm just going to stick to New York session. So as you can see, price is pushing up right here. Price might hit liquidity and push up a bit higher, but definitely still not looking to take any buys today. All right. All right, solid guys. So we have another high here. And as you can see, they're just it's just becoming more and more liquidity on the upside. So that's why you guys want to be very careful, because when price hits these areas of liquidity, so as liquidity is getting built right here, when price hits this area right here, I'll be expecting price to push up even higher to this level right here. But we're not looking to take any buys, so we'll probably wait for that to push up, and then we'll take it back to the downside. So not really much to take right here. Price kind of just bouncing around this area. You guys can kind of see where price is bouncing around from. You guys can see the current range. Price is just ranging within this area right here. Here's the bigger range. Here's a smaller range. And not really much going on right there. Here's the 3 minute. Not looking to take any 3 minute entries, guys. So, I know I made a mistake last week. I took a trade here on the 3 minute. I never trade on the 3 minute. So we'll use this as a confirmation, as confluence, but I'm not going to be looking to take any trades here. If I do see something good here, then, more obviously I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not going to be taking any trades here specifically unless like it aligns with something on the 1 minute where I can write it to the full move. But there are the entries, the strategies right there for the 3 minute. Here's a snipe over here. There's obviously not going to be any snipe entries here because the pivots are way up there. And I don't even think there's any zones down here. It's like one right there. Right, so no snipes. The daily looks like it'll be a buy if it comes up after this candle, but not looking to take this either unless I see something within it. All right, so price is still bouncing around opening price right here. You can see this dotted line. This is where price opened for today. Price is just going back and forth. What I see right here happening is a lot of people are trying to anticipate what's going to happen next, right? It's similar to what we're doing right now. We're waiting to see for price to manipulate itself to the upside and then come back down. This is kind of what a lot of people are doing right now as well. They're basically waiting for price to choose its direction, because when price hits this area and people are looking for it to hit liquidity, then people are probably going to bandwagon on those buys, right? Right now, price isn't moving at all. It's just going sideways. You can see there was a lot of movement here prior to market opening. Market finally opened and nothing's happening. So a lot of people here are kind of just waiting for something to happen in the market. You can see price is slightly pushing up right here. If price hits this area, then we can probably see it push even higher, but we'll see. But I'm not looking to take a buy. We'll watch and see where it goes, but I'm not really looking to catch that because I do find it a bit risky, specifically because retail sentiment is currently 63% long. This was 61%, now it's 63%. So this is good for us because a lot of people are anticipating that bullish push, right? A lot of people are getting lured into these buys because they've seen price drop so heavily, which is smart. If you're looking at it from a basic perspective, if price drops so low, price can only drop so low for so long until it has to push back up. However, we're not going to fall for that trap because a lot of people are getting trapped into these buys here. So as this number increases, this is good for us because we're going to be looking for sells to catch that big drop right after. Looking at fundamentals right now, it's currently down heavily still, down about 300 points, 442 points on the futures, currently down 350 points on the daily average. Refreshing this right here. Here is a stock index. This is currently very red. Pretty much everything here is red. There's a couple of green stocks right here, like barely any, and they're not even up by 1 point. They're down. The biggest stock here is Travelers, which is up by 0.52. Everything else is super red. So this is a clear example why you should not take any buys. There's like literally no reason for you to take any buys right now. You can see price kind of hit this area right here. News is coming up in 5 minutes as well, just like Sam mentioned. I can see like a lot of people getting lured into these buys right here. But you can see price isn't really doing much. Price hit this area, hit liquidity, and it dropped down. So these areas of liquidity can be two different things, guys. It can be a lot of stop orders sitting right here for people entering sells, or they can be orders for limit sells. Because the thing is, a lot of people are thinking both ways, right? Some people are thinking price is going to push up. A lot of people are thinking the way that we're thinking as well. They're waiting for this to reach this area, and then they have sell limits here. And that's why you get this spike right here. See this big wick? Because what happened is when price pushed this area right here, people have sell orders just waiting right here, pending sell limits. So when price hit this point, all those sell limits got triggered and it spiked price right back down, right? Because there's so many sell orders that are waiting right there. This is why we're being patient and we're waiting, because the problem is you don't know where most of the orders are sitting, right? There's a lot of orders in this area, but we don't know if they're stop losses or if they are sell limits. What I can see right here is that since we have this spike right here, generally when we see a spike in price like this, like a wick, this indicates that price rejected off it really sharply. Like price came up, hit this area, all the sell orders got triggered, and then it spiked it back down. So now that we have more sellers in the market right here, areas where I can see stop losses being placed are going to be around this area right here. So right here, if price pushes past here again a second time, we might not see a big push to the upside, but when price finally pushes this area right here, then we're probably going to see it spike even higher. Right, guys? So you guys got to use logic there. You guys just got to think about what other people are doing, right? Think about if you were to enter a sell right here, like just put this for example, if you think price is going to come down, because we definitely think price is going to come down, right? Everything here is super red. So we think price is going to come down. What would you put right here? So if I rewind this right here to this point, and you're like, okay, there's an area here where like price is trying to push. So if I'm betting on price to go down, what I do is I set a sell limit right here, right? And where's my stop loss going to be? It's going to be around this area. So I set my sell limit right there. It hasn't triggered yet because, we put our sell limit there. Price comes back up. And then it finally gets triggered right here. So there's my sell limit. I'm probably going to try to go for a bigger push like down here. And the people who enter the sell limit, this is what their trade's looking like right now. Obviously, it's looking pretty solid right now, but this is too risky in my perspective, because the thing is, you don't know if price is going to push back up to fake people out, or if price is just going to keep consolidating within this area. You can see this whole area right here is where price is bouncing around from. It's super obvious that price is going to come down, but I don't want to get caught in this move here. Technically, this would be a high-low entry, it looks like. A triple confluence. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still too risky. Actually, no triple confluence there because they didn't close below. Also, we have news coming up at 6:45. It's 6:44 right now. So let's see what happens when the news comes out. News is about to drop in about 40 seconds here. All right, so let's see what happens here. This would be a high-low entry, but I'm not looking to take it. We have 5 candles. Price breaks and closes below. This would be a high low. However, news is coming up in about 30 seconds now. So I'm not looking to take any risky trades today, guys. I'm going to be careful. I'm going to take more riskier trades probably towards the middle of the week. Today is Monday, so you're going to see a lot of these iffy trades in the market. You're going to see a lot of entries, but they're going to be very iffy. Looking over here, fundamentals are down almost 500 points. It's down super heavily right now. Retail sentiment still 63% long. So the people who are on the long side are probably gonna get stopped out soon because it's dropping pretty heavy right now. News was just released. So let's see what happens right here. And I'm pretty sure it was negative. So right here, flash services PMI, yeah, all negative right here. So negative news right here, and it's causing price to drop even lower. I think that's all the news for this morning. Or actually, that wasn't it, sorry, it's right here. It's still negative. Yeah. So it was forecasted to be 56.9. It was actually 55. This was forecasted to be 54.9. It was actually 50.9. So looking at this right here, negative news. And there you go, as it drops a little lower. So looking at this right here, if you were to take this as a high-low entry, because this was a high-low entry, it looks like it would have hit TP. But, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, guys, I'm not looking to take anything risky today. I'm looking for sells, but I need them to fall under these strategies right here. They need to be a variation. They also need to be a triple confluence. So I'm going to be waiting for those entries to come up. If this liquidity up here doesn't get triggered, then, great, that's fine. We could start looking for possible sell entries, but right now you can see price is still looking a bit risky because you can see price comes down, it fakes out, comes right back up. And we're just waiting for this to confirm. If it can confirm that we're not going to get that manipulated spike to the upside, then I'm ready to take some sells. However, right now, I'm just not convinced yet that it's done basically playing around for the most part. Because this drop right here happened because of the news. Obviously, news here was negative. And then now it's coming right back to where it was originally, right? So the news happened right here at 6:45. It dropped, and then now it came right back up. So looking for some entries here. Kind of expecting price to move a bit more. I didn't think it was going to be this dead for Monday and for a news day like this, but looks like there's not much movement. Let me see how much price has moved since open. So this is the opening price right here. Price only pushed up about 700, 800 pips. It pushed down about maybe like 1,000 pips. So not a crazy amount, but definitely a solid amount as we're starting to get closer to February. All right, so not too much movement right here. It's just a slow push. What I'm waiting for right here is I'm looking for price to come up and then come back down. So I got over here. And there isn't anything going on. It's too slow. I was hoping for a possible variation, even a triple confluence if possible, but nothing's really coming up. So here he goes. This is getting retested, this low. There we go. His price breaks again a little lower. But I mean, not really much. So price is slowly making its way down. I know a lot of people are getting tempted to just bandwagon onto this trade right into a sell right here, but I don't recommend it because when you least expect it, you can see price is starting to kind of slowly make its way down. What always happens, and I don't know why, but this, like whenever this happens where price is kind of waterfalling and you guys want to enter a sell, as soon as you enter, price just spikes right back up, right? And it stops you out. So I don't recommend you guys chase this right here. I would enter a sell if you have a valid entry for a sell, but I wouldn't just enter a sell just because it's dropping, right? Because I'm sure that's happened to a lot of you guys before, where you guys see price dropping and then you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you enter the sell finally. As soon as you enter the sell, it reverses on you completely. So you guys want to be careful with chasing moves like that. I never recommend entering a move just because it's dropping or just because it's going up. I would only recommend entering it if there's an actual entry that's available there, so you have an idea as to where price is likely to go. I know a lot of people are getting FOMO into this, but I would recommend just waiting. I know we're expecting price to go down, but the last thing you want to do is enter a trade and then it goes the other way, because the thing is, if you're entering on the 1 minute with a pretty solid lot size, your stop loss is going to be about 300 pips. So like, for example, right here, if you were to bandwagon into the sell here and it spiked up on you, you would have been stopped out already, right? Same with right here. Price was going down and you try to enter like right there. If price pulled back, you would have gone stopped out already. And you can see price starting to push back up. This is why you guys got to be very careful. Don't enter trades just because. You got to enter if you see an actual entry with a specific strategy. You can't just hop in and then pray that price is going to go down, because price might never come back down for a while, especially if it's making its push back to the upside. So let me go back over here real quick. Still 63% long. Looks like a lot of people aren't exiting the position. Not a lot of people are hopping in. Obviously, you'd expect people to buy the dip at this point, but people just aren't buying the dip. They're just, a lot of people are just nervous and not sure as to where price is going. Fundamentals are down 585 points right now. Here we go. As price continues to spike down even lower. I really wish that price would push up at least a little bit, like push up slightly, give us a variation somewhere around here, and then come back down, right? That would be okay for me. That's what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for price to fake its way to the upside, because it's going to happen. Kind of similar to this right here. So price came down, came up. This would have been a nice variation if this was a high, but that high never came up right there. Yeah, just like what Maddie said. Maddie said, yep, looking for the retracement. It's exactly what I'm looking for too. Because this is really risky if you guys hop into any trades here, whether it be a buy or a sell, because I mean, you might get faked out both ways. what you might see is you might see a spike in price, where price spikes up and then it spikes right back down. And then if you don't have your TP stop loss set in place, you know, you could get kind of burnt with a move like that. And there you go. There goes the retracement that we were kind of waiting for right there. You know, if we see a variation off here, then, you know, obviously I'll hop into it. But looking at this right now, the entire stock market is red right now. Looking at this right here, literally everything is pretty much red. Goldman Sachs is down heavily again. So Goldman Sachs is getting beat. They've been getting beat pretty much all month. Last week, they were down like 13 points, 15 points. Now they're down 4%, 14 points. That's pretty heavy. Same with United Health Group. All the indices are down today. NASDAQ's down 358 points. S&P's down 91 points. Dow's down 566 points. Man, market is going crazy. So here we go. As price starts to push up. So here's the retracement we're waiting for. Looking for a possible variation here. If we get a buy signal, even better. Yep, exactly. Maddie said, I need that high to show up. And there we go with that high right there. So let's see if we get a variation off this, guys. Perfect. And there goes that buy signal too. It's exactly what we were looking for. So hoping to close with the buy signal. There's possibly a V2 variation right here. No, never mind. No variation because it pushed up higher. It's fine. This is exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for this retracement right here. This is why I was telling you guys not to chase the sells, because now price is pushing right back up. So it looks like people are trying to buy the dip right now, which is great because we're going to catch it on this way back down. So if this would be better if it closed with the buy signal, but either or, we'll be waiting for this right here. So if this closes like this is not going to be a variation version 2. This needs to be a green candle in order for it to, yeah, no entry off that. Man, this market is playing too much. So no variation version 2 off that. If we get a double wick, then it'll be a variation 1. But oh my God, that would have been a good trade. If this was like, if this was a green candle, then it would have been good because we would have caught it after, but it's okay. It's probably gonna push up a bit higher. And then when it pushes up higher, we'll just wait for the next one. It's just a matter of patience. Yeah, Maddie said better if it pushes up higher, more space. I agree 100%. So let's let that high push up even higher. And you can see right there, it is pushing back up higher. Or this might even be a variation 1 if it rejects right off that same price. I don't know if I'd be looking to take it though. It looks a little bit risky. So let's see what happens with this candle right here. Yeah, price just pushed up higher. So this is good. It's not a bad thing. We want it to push up higher because we want this to get exhausted. We want these buys to get exhausted right here so that when it comes back down, it's going to be an even heavier push to the downside. All right, price is still pushing up. Yeah, I mean, price can push up as high as it wants. We're going to catch it as it collapses back down. So it can keep pushing as high as it wants. We're just pretty much waiting for this to confirm, but we need this to be a green candle. So if this high gets established, we need it to be a green candle. That's going to be one of the main keys here. And you can see price is trying to push back up to opening price right here. This dotted line is where price opened for the day. And this is where it is. So we do have a high here. However, it's not going to be a version 2 because we need this to be a green candle. So we'll see what happens here. This is, just keep in mind, guys, this is not a variation. We need this to be a green candle unless it is a double wick, which doesn't look like. All right, still waiting for this here. Fortunately, this is not going to qualify as a variation two. This looks like it could have been a good one too if it did, but it's not going to be one officially because requirements are not met. Price is pushing back up, so maybe it's not even a close that way. 20 seconds left on here. Let's see what happens. So as you guys can see, volatility is starting to push, but it's just gonna be a matter of time. It's all good, Dijon. I saw your message right there. It might be a good thing because today's a risky day to trade. So today's probably not the day that you want to start your challenge. I think it'll smoothen out throughout the week though. All right, so no variation right here, guys. We need this high to be a green candle. So we're gonna wait for this to push up even higher. And then we will see, unless we have a triple confluence right here, which I don't think we're going to have. But yeah, as you guys can see, the market is playing around a lot right now. It's not really going any direction at all. Let me see how far did this drop from this point. Enough to hit TP, it looks like, but really close. Let's see. D said, "Damn, my MT4 has been tripping all morning." I haven't had issues on my end. I'm not sure if anyone else here has issues with their MT4. I'm not sure what the problem is with yours, D. I don't know if it's like disconnecting, reconnecting. I think mine's been fine. So not sure, but I did hear a few people talking about theirs kind of being all around the place as well earlier. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people have MT4 issues today. It's probably because of the way that the market's moving. Whenever the market moves kind of crazy, MT4 usually has a lot of issues. And when MT4 has issues, that's usually a huge red flag. If you guys were trading with me during COVID, like when COVID first came out, like 2 Marches ago, MT4 was like nuts. Like that thing would disconnect and you're like in profit, like thousands of dollars. Then it would disconnect and you couldn't reconnect to close it out. And then thankfully you come back up and then it would work. Yeah, Hugo said his MT4 is lagging and freezing. So it looks like it's a common issue across the board for everybody. That might be a sign to just sit out the market today, guys. I mean, I know you guys want to take trades. I also want to take trades. But even so, there's just no entries available to begin with. So that might be a sign to be a little careful today with your trades. You guys got to kind of pay attention to your MT4 sometimes, because when MT4 does that, usually that means that there's going to be some slippage in the market, or the connectivity issues are the worst, because the last thing you want to do is be caught in a trade and then you can't get out of it. So if you guys are running into issues with the MT4, I would be careful with these trades. Or if you do take a trade, and you guys really want to trade, just take it with a really small lot size, right? Like if you're taking a 10 lot normally, take it with a 1 lot. If you take a 1 lot normally, take it with a half lot or even a 0.1, just to so you have that feeling that you're in the trade. Because the last thing you want to do is enter a full lot size and then your MT4 disconnects and you're unable to exit the trade, because that's happened to me before. And that's like the worst feeling ever. Maybe not with FTMO, because you're not losing as much. You have a capped loss. But if you have a personal account, I remember I used to trade personal accounts like back then. And man, it was not a good feeling when you have like all your money and like not all your money in there, but all your money that's running in the account and you have no control over it. So just be careful. But anyways, looking at this right here, you can see that the range is getting tighter and tighter across the board right here. So we got another low that is right here. We got a low, we got a high, and then we got another high. So looking over here at the clean chart, you guys can see that price is pretty much just ranging within this smaller range. We have the big range right here. We have the smaller range right here. And we have the even smaller range right here. As price continues to move along. But still no entries available at the moment. Volatility kind of died down a bit again right here. Thanks, Maddie. Maddie said retail sentiment is now 64% long. So it's 63% now. I'm going to refresh it. It's now 64%, which is perfect because we're looking to take sells anyways. So Looks like a lot of people are trying to buy this dip here. That's probably not going to dip at all. It's not going to bounce up at all. The entire stock index is red. Check this out, guys. Like literally the whole index is red. There's no reason to take any buys right now, but there's also no reasons to just hop into sells, because if you hop into a sell, when something is so one-sided like this is like literally going to point like straight red flag. Because when everything's red like this, what happens? Everyone either takes buys or everyone takes sells. So you don't want to be caught in that manipulation. You know, if you're a basic, like say if you're a long-term investing trader, right? And you see the stock market's all red, what do people do? They usually buy the dip. The problem with trading and buying the dip is that this dip might just keep dipping, right? It'll just keep dipping lower and lower and lower. And people just keep buying for a discount. But you got to keep in mind that people who are buying for a discount, these people are holding these trades for long term. So they don't care if price keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. If you're day trading, it's not going to be good for you, because you're going to be taking a lot of risk by entering some buys here when price might just keep dropping further and further. And another thing is, you guys don't want to sell when it's all red here, because you're going to conflict with the people who are buying the dip, right? So if you enter a sell there, price might just spike right back up. That's why I'm looking for any actual entries. If I see an entry for a sell, I'll take it, but I'm not just looking to take a sell for no reason, because if you do that, that could be all bad news. So let me put this right here. That's good. This low's been broken. It's no longer there anymore. Delete that, push this lower. And I know a lot of people are getting impatient right now. Trust me, guys, I'm getting impatient too, but after all those mistakes I made last week, I'm not going to be making any more mistakes moving forward. You know, I know it looks like a good sell, but you guys get enter a sell here and it'll spike right back up and stop you out. So look at this green candle right here. If you enter this for a sell, like if you try to chase this for the bottom right here, you would be in some massive drawdown right now for about 300 pips. If you held on earlier, it'd been up like almost 600 pips. So you guys got to be very careful with taking these risky trades here. 704 right now, so it's still early in the market, but yeah, still a lot of stuff to look out for. So let's see, I'm going to mark up the times right here. 6, 7. Showing you that. I'm going to show till 8 anyways. 8, 9, 10. 12. All right, so we're still waiting here for something to come up. There still isn't anything that's come up. Price keeps dropping lower and lower. Let's see. Rick said, London, Asia stole my pips. I had zones that price broke through while I was sleeping. Yeah, so if you guys have been following me for the past couple of weeks, you've been looking at these liquidity areas, something that Rick was looking at as well. So this whole area right here as well, if you had, I'm pretty sure Rick had like all of these liquidity areas drawn up right here. And as you can see, when price dropped below, it hit and it just dropped super heavy. Again, right here, hit below, dropped heavy. Again, right here, hit below and dropped heavy. So I've seen a lot of you guys start to use these liquidity zones in other sessions, which is great. You know, what I would recommend is to just be careful, because I mean, especially on a Sunday, maybe during the week's okay, but on a Sunday, I still find it very risky because the market hasn't really opened yet. All right, so here we go. As price starts to push up. It's all about patience right now. All right, so here we go again. As price starts to retrace and push up, as price retraces to the upside, we'll try to catch a variation back down. But you know, it's really just waiting for that perfect entry to come up. Because realistically, you guys only need about 1 or 2 trades using proper risk a day. If you can do 1 or 2 trades a day, proper risk, you can make about 1 or 2, maybe 3%, depending on your risk. And you can easily just keep stacking up. Rick said I removed the buy button on Mt4. Yeah, no misclicks today, Rick. So here's price right now, guys. It's starting to range within this area, which is okay. Going back to the retail sentiment, as you guys can see. So here's one thing, guys. If you guys can use what I'm like teaching you guys here, like if you look at retail sentiment and you look at fundamentals, you can literally just take trades in that direction, kind of similar to what Casey did yesterday. So like, here's a couple people. Some people have been trading like pretty much all morning prior to the pre-market and the live. So from yesterday, we've had a lot of people here actually lock in some pretty good profits. So during the weekend, Lisa here, she locked in about 348. So great work right there, Lisa. Her other account over here. Oh, and just FYI, guys, if you guys get a message from someone that you think is me, and you get this message right here, this is usually a fake website, guys, and it's a scammer. You can see the message right here Lisa had with the scammer. She basically said, fuck off. And then he gave her this like nasty message right here. So looking at this here, guys, whenever you guys get a message from anybody that you think is me, it's probably not going to be me because I'll never message you first. So if you want to check, just click on the Telegram profile, make sure that the screen name, username is at K2 Trades, not any fake different name. I'll only send you to the website. I'll never send you an email that's with a Gmail. All the emails will come from Sean at K2 Trades. You're not going to see any Sean at K2 Trades at Gmail, right? This is a fake email right here. SeanK2.K2Trades at Gmail. There's no Gmail website, Gmail email that we use. K2 is an actual company, so we use the actual company website. There's no, company email and company website. We don't send you to Gmail. We don't send you to PayPal. We don't offer Bitcoin payments, none of that stuff. So just be careful if you guys might get, scammed. But anyways, going down a little lower, Lisa again trading during Asia session. She made 795 here. Casey over here. And this is what I was talking about earlier. So Casey perfectly identified that retail sentiment was long and fundamentals were red, right? So he used that to his advantage right here. He saw it was 63% long. He took some sells right there and he locked in a total of, 4,000 right here. And then this morning he was up 5,000 pounds. So as you guys can see, just using that can help with a lot of your analysis here. Anyways, other profits here that were made by their members. Sisu taking some risky trades, locked in 12,360 for the day. Nice work, Sisu. I haven't locked in anything myself. Tiana over here as well, locked in a total of 560. Nice work, Tiana. Other than that, I think that's it for now. Man, price is dropping super heavily. I really want to enter some sells, but there's just no entries that are available. And I don't want to chase this because I don't want to get caught on the wrong side. But yeah, as you guys can see, just tying in the retail sentiment and fundamentals, this is why we're only looking for sells here, because a lot of people are getting faked out into these buys and lured into these buys right here. And they're getting pulled out. So let's see. Alan said FTM was having issues with account matrix not updating. They recommend not to trade until its issues fixed. Rick said he just made 750 on one lot. Maddie. B2, makes it B2 candles, green with no wick on bottom, red wick on top. They've been hitting all month, even it's not a B2 entry. Yeah, no, I've seen that too, Maddie. There's different ways to apply it that you could probably take, but yeah, no, exactly, Maddie. It does look good for the most part. Yeah, keep testing it. Yeah, keep testing and see how it works. If it works well, then Steven, I'm reading your question right now. So Steven said, last 1 minute entry at 9:58 Eastern, hit stop loss. I followed all requirements. Steven, have you been listening to anything I've been saying during this live session? I literally said not to chase any moves here because of how price is moving. I said that there's going to be a lot of manipulated pushes to the upside. but you're still taking trades, even though I'm telling you not to, Steven. So I know you've been here on the live session, you've been listening to me. So Steven, you might want to go back and just watch the replay and understand why we're not taking any trades right now. You lost a trade here because you're doing exactly what I've been telling you not to do, like for the past 3 years now. Steven, just go back and watch the live session, and then just there's a reason why we're not taking trades right now, Steven. Market is being manipulated right now as price continues to drop. I know you're following the requirements, but you're not paying attention to everything that we're doing here. So yeah, see, if you want to go back, so just go back and watch the replay when this is done. Go back and watch it from like from 6:30 till now, and you'll know exactly why we wouldn't have taken this sell here. Because I've been explaining to you guys exactly why we're not taking sells, but you're still taking sells, even though I'm literally telling you not to. So this right here, let's see. Yeah, this would have hit TP right here, Steven, but your stop loss would have hit. Well, I don't know why your stop loss hits. Probably because you're spread, but it's not a good time to enter, because I keep telling you guys, you guys shouldn't enter a trade here, because you're, you get like these big spikes up, right? So like this is the trade that Steven took. I can see exactly which one you took here, Steven. And I know it should have hit TP, but the problem is volatility is so high right now that your spread might be too wide. So Steven took this trade right here. And Steven is right, it did hit TP, but with the increased volatility, you probably have a very wide spread, right? So it should have hit your TP right there. It for sure should hit your TP. But the problem with this is that your spread is too wide that you would need extra space. So I don't know what your spread is right now, Steven. Also, a lot of people are having issues with their Mt4. I was explaining that earlier, that there's problems with this right here. Like if you guys are entering trades right now and your spread's too wide, it won't pull out of your position. Or if your Mt4 is freezing, then that might be a problem too. So I'm not sure if you're trading on your computer, Steven, or on your phone, but I don't recommend anyone take any trades right now at the moment, because a lot of people are having issues with their Mt4. I'm not sure if you are, Steven, but if you've been following the live session, a lot of people have been saying that there's connection issues. So I'm not sure if you lost connection issues, because I was talking about this in detail earlier. I said, the last thing you want to do is be in a position, you lose connection, and then you can't get out of your position. So I don't know if that happened. One thing that I can probably, one thing might be that your spread was too wide. That's one thing. The second thing that could have happened is you might have lost connection with Mt4. If you're trading on your computer, you can see the change log. So you can open up your change log to see if there was an error. If there was an error, you can message FTMO and tell them that you couldn't exit your position, and they'll refund you that position. They'll just credit you back that profit that you lost. But I don't know. I don't know what your issue is, Stephen. You would have to check yourself. I don't know if it's your spread. I don't know if it's your Mt4 froze. If you're trading on your phone, you're not going to be able to see if your Mt4 froze. So the only way you can check is if you're trading on your computer, because there's no change log on your phone. But yeah, just like I said earlier, guys, don't risk any trades right now unless you see something that's really good, like this right here. Steven saw a pivot scalp, right? I'm looking for triple confluence. I'm not looking for any pivot scalps because it's just too risky. You could have got faked out right here, or you could have gotten the trade late. So a lot of things could have happened with your trade here, Steven. You would have spreads too wide, you either entered too late, you didn't reach your TP, or your Mt4 disconnected. A lot of things could happen there. But yeah, I think the market is too risky to be trading at the moment. There's just too many things that could go wrong. Steven's a perfect example. So he took the risk and everything went wrong in his case. So you guys got to be a bit careful if you guys decide to take these trades. Take Steven's problem as an example here. You guys don't want to end up in his position taking a trade that should have won, because this trade did win. Like literally this trade here won, but he still lost because I don't know what could have happened. So just use that as an example for today. I'm probably not going to trade, like being 100% real with you guys, I'm probably not going to trade today. If I see a variation, maybe I'll take it. But now that Steven has told me that he got screwed in one trade, I probably don't even want to trade at all. It's just too risky. Yeah. So Jonathan said calling it a day. I'm not trying to risk it today. Have a great day. Yeah, definitely, Jonathan. We'll see you tomorrow. Steven's question said, Sean, did you mention that specifically at 9:43 Eastern, if we had 1 minute entry, then it would have been fine if we took it? No, I didn't, Steven. I didn't say any of that. I said we're looking for a variation. I didn't say, I literally said that we're not taking any of the single entries. So Steven, I said from the very beginning, we're looking for variations or triple confluence. You went ahead and did your own thing and took, Steven, I'm just going to ignore all your questions, okay, Steven, because you distracted me last week and you're distracting me again today. So I'm just going to ignore all of your questions, Steven. I'll answer your questions later because you're blowing up my Telegram and you're also blowing up. Like I haven't read any of your messages here, Steven. So I'm just going to ignore you for the day, Steven. I'll respond to you after, okay? No offense, but you're just really bugging me and you're bugging everybody else here. So we're just going to keep looking for trades and I'll get to you later, Steven. So, no hard feelings, but we need to focus on the charts right now. All right. Yeah, no, you're good, Steven. I'm not trying to be mean to you, but you're asking a lot of questions when I said I wasn't going to answer any questions today. All right, so back to what we were looking at over here. Let's see, there's no entries that are available at the moment, guys. Price is now consolidating within this area. So we got this right here. We got this right here. Price is now currently ranging within this area. Yeah, I know, Maddie, I saw your message. So here we go as price is going sideways around this area. So like, as you can see, this whole area right here is a range for the day. Price has obviously been dropping for the entire day, but you can see we have this bigger range. We have a smaller range right here, and we have the tighter range within this area. Price is just consolidating within this area with no entries that are available at the moment. However, we're looking for sells. Looking at this right here, there's no entries that are available at the moment. There's no variations. There's no triple confluence. In order for us to have a triple confluence, we need price to drop below here with the sell signal. If the sell signal closes right here, then there's not going to be any entries that are available at the moment. So like if price closes below here, then we'll take that for a triple confluence. But as you can see, the sell signal closes above here, so no entry off that. Anything else over here? Oh yeah, no, definitely. Solange said, I know you don't invest in crypto, but it's crazy how you warned us about it when it was in its prime. Literally saved me thousands, bro. Thanks, bro. Yeah, no, definitely, Solange. If you guys have been following crypto, it's not looking good for crypto. I'm glad I pulled out of all my crypto already. It's been dropping pretty heavy. One thing that I've seen a lot of people use, a lot of people have been using the same strategies on crypto, and it's been actually working really well for a lot of people have been using the liquidity zones, or not zones, but the little liquidity things that we've been drawing. So like, for example, right here, this is Bitcoin from a couple of days ago. A lot of people have been doing what I've been drawing. Like I've been drawing the liquidity areas right here. So if you go over here, you can see, liquidity got hit right there. As soon as it hit, it dumped down there, hit liquidity, dropped lower, hit liquidity, dropped lower. I've seen a lot of people using this, which is, it's pretty neat because like, for example, right here, you see another liquidity area right there, and it drops lower. And then they just keep riding it down even lower and lower. The price continues to drop lower and lower and lower. It just keeps creating more liquidity, right? So I did see a couple people apply this recently. So like again, right there, again, right there, and it just drops lower. So a lot of people have been playing with this over the weekend, and they're making a lot of profit off Bitcoin. So as you can see, when liquidity gets hit, it just drops lower, comes back up, hits liquidity again right here. And then it just drops even more. So it might be something that you guys want to play with. I mean, I haven't played with it yet, but that's just something that I've seen a lot of members in K2 been playing around with, and it's been working well for them. Looking at current price right now, this is right here. All right, so this range is getting really tight. It's probably it's prepping for a breakout, looks like. So let me just update this right here. All right, and as you can see, price is pretty much ranging pretty heavy right here. Not really ranging, but consolidating pretty tight. Price broke that little area right there. With price breaking right here, this could possibly be a variation coming soon. Yeah, Steven. So I just saw your message. Yeah, I'm not like there's entries that are coming up, but I'm not taking them because they're too risky. Because the problem is everything is one-sided for a sell. So we're Steven said, thank God I listened to you. Yeah, Steven, you just gotta listen to me sometimes because you're taking a lot of trades where I'm telling you not to take these, these risky trades. You got to be smart about your entries, Steven. I know you have the strategies down, but you're not supposed to take every single trade, especially during market conditions like this. This is kind of what separates the more professional trader versus the amateur, because the thing is you guys could have any strategy and they'll work sometimes, but they're not going to work in some instances. Instances like this where the market's kind of crazy, it's better to just sit it out until you find something that works within those conditions. So no, I'm glad that you didn't take that trade right there, Steven, because you would have lost again if you took that one. And as you guys can see here, price is now pushing to the upside. This is exactly what we were kind of anticipating for a while now. So here's the thing, guys. If we get a sell entry that comes up right here, I'm probably not going to take it. I'm going to let it push up a little bit. If you guys remember 2 weeks ago, this is exactly what happened. Price was dropping all session. It was like 2 weeks ago. Price was dropping pretty much all session. And then we took a variation that happened like right here and then just kept going up higher. But then when the variation came again on the second try, it came all the way back down, right? So if you guys remember that, I'm not going to take the first variation that we see here. I'm going to probably take the next one because it's probably going to be a fake out. And then it's probably going to come right back down. Let's see what we got over here. So there we go. As price starts to push up, one thing you guys want to be careful of is when price hits this right here, it's probably going to spike up to the next one. If price passes this area, it's probably going to push up to this right here because it's going to hit that liquidity. Steven said, you saved me again. Also, we did not get a valid entry for breakout today. Today's a bad day. It's actually not a bad day. It's actually a good day because we haven't had any losses. So if you don't have any losses, I would consider that a good day. I mean, you had a loss, Steven, because you were following directions, but I think overall for all of us here, this is actually a good day for us because we haven't had any losses. Rick actually made some profit, taking risky trades, but I think for us in general, this is a good day because as long as you guys follow directions and don't do things on your own, you should be perfectly fine with Steven said it's a neutral day. Yeah, I mean, maybe neutral day for you to see, but it's still good for me. I didn't have any losses today. I still haven't even started the week yet, so I'm doing pretty much good for the most part. Days like this are days where you guys should probably just be careful and patient because you don't want to lose your profits today that you guys can make tomorrow and the day after. The main key here is really the real key with trading, guys. It's all about risk management, right? You guys have to learn how to. It's like playing chess. You have to learn when to make your moves, right? If the market's not giving you what you need, then you don't take any moves. You just wait for a better day. When a good day comes, that's when you take a lot of moves and you make a lot of profit. So as long as you guys learn how to not lose at trading, I mean, it's all upside from there. Now it's basically how like Maddie got so good with his accounts. He just learned how to not lose. He wasn't focused on the profits. He was focused on not losing. And same with Maddie's brother, Charles. Maddie and his brother, Charles, are both funded, both got payouts already. All they needed to do is to not lose. And it's a real game changer there. Yeah, Maddie said might even go back to opening price. And I could see that, Maddie. Opening price is right here, guys. What Maddie's referring to. This is dotted line. So what we can see right here is if price ends up closing above this area, then it's probably going to push up to this point right here, and then probably push up even higher. There's a variation V2 right here, Maddie. I don't know if you're looking at this. I don't think I'm going to take it because, it's the same fake out that we ran into last week. What happened last week was we took the variation when it first came up. And what happened is it hit our stop loss. So it hit our stop loss. And then what happened was another variation came up like right here. And then as soon as that variation came up, it actually came right back down and hit TP for both. So I'm definitely not taking this variation right here. I know there's a variation here and a lot of you guys are probably tempted to take it, but I'm not looking to take it right here. I'm going to sit out because I don't want the same thing to happen that happened to us last week. I'm going to wait for this. And if this hits, then I'll probably take the next ones that come up, but it looks like it did hit. Yeah. So that one would have hit right there. And that's fine. So now that this is hit, now we feel comfortable taking these variations. So yeah, Paul said it hit and he doesn't care. No, me too. I don't care either because I'd rather be safe than sorry, especially on a day like this. So now that one variation is hit, the next variations that come, I will take it. So there goes a variation right there. Went straight to TP. So now I'm looking for the next one to come up. Rick said I clicked and lost $2 WTF. I don't know what happened with your account, Rick, because it went straight to TP. And the fact that you only lost $2, I'm not sure how that even happened, because you obviously didn't hit your stop loss. You just, your spread might be really wide. The spread right now on FTMO is pretty crazy. I don't know if you guys are looking at the spread right now on FTMO, but it is bouncing around pretty heavily right now. Jay said news. I don't think there's news right now, Jay. Let me check. News is passed at 6:45, so there's no news that's happened for like the past, almost an hour now. So no news off of this. Yeah, let's see. MJ said, I tried to take it for a smaller lot, but it said failed trade, no connection, SMH. Yeah. So it looks like a lot of people are having connection issues with Mt4 right now, guys. This is probably going to be a hint for me not to take any trades today. Yeah, Rick said I'll be back. So a lot of people are just calling it a day today, guys. And I would probably do the same. It's not just an issue that's happening with one person. It's actually happening with a lot of people. MJ over here said he had no connection. So his Mt4 is messed up. So Rick's Mt4 is messed up too. He lost $2 for no reason. So I'll see you tomorrow, Rick. Nick too. Nick said he's going to call it a day too. So, I mean, if you guys want to call it a day, feel free. I'll still be on here for the next couple of minutes. So if you guys do have questions, so Steven, now that we have time, I can answer your questions. Let me just go back and I'll probably try to see. I know that one trade that you were asking, we already covered it, but if you have any other questions, Steven, I'll go through your chat and I'll see what you sent to me. But if anybody has any other questions, you guys are free to ask questions now. I'll answer whatever questions you guys have. I'll still look for trades, but I'm probably not going to take anything. Just looking at all these issues that everyone's been running to, Rick's MT4 messed up. MJ's MT4 messed up. Patrick said, yeah, I'm not going to trade either. MT4 is wonky on my end too. So it seems like MT4 is kind of messed up with a lot of people. For Paul, Patrick, everyone here. You guys just don't want to get caught in these trades. It's kind of similar to what happened to Steven earlier. You don't want to take a trade and it's supposed to hit TP, but then he ends up hitting stop loss. It seems like an MT4 issue all around, probably because the market's moving so crazy today. So let me see. A question from Christopher. Christopher said, question for later. If Russia invades Ukraine and US gets involved, how do you think the markets will do? I know you've been trading longer than most of us. So there's no real way to predict it. Christopher, what we'll see is we'll probably see a lot more volatility in the market. You'll see price spike up and spike down, kind of similar to like what happened during COVID. That's usually what happens during wars. Because you just have a lot of moving parts, right? There's a lot of things that get affected when countries go into war like that. I wouldn't necessarily say market's just going to straight drop or market's going to straight go up. It just really depends. The thing with the companies in the US 30 back then is that there were different companies back then, right? A lot of companies that were related to factories, like building stuff for like war, right? Like a lot of manufacturing companies. Nowadays, I mean, if you look at the Dow 30, not a lot of manufacturing companies are on here. I mean, there's some companies that have some stake in manufacturing, like I'm sure Goldman Sachs, right? Because they're an investment company. They're going to have investments in all types of different things. The Dow Inc., obviously. One thing you're not going to see is you're not going to see Coca-Cola making a change just because, the US goes to war. Maybe Chevron due to the gas prices, but that was because we're in the Middle East, during the other wars. There's just a lot of things here that will affect it. They're not going to directly affect it, but things will be affected one way or another, right? If there happens to be a war in Ukraine or in Eastern Europe, it's going to be affected one way or another, where price is going to be very volatile, but I don't think it's going to necessarily crash price or make price go up one way or the other. So that's like from my perspective, perspective. Yeah, like what John said, it wrecks everyone's economy if Russia invades Ukraine. Exactly. Yeah, just a lot of volatility in the market. Akshay is asking, if you have time today, could you show how to do the liquidity bars? I'm never sure which support resistance bars. So we don't use support and resistance for the liquidity. Actually, we use the high-low. So the way that we draw those right there is using the high-low indicator. So we don't use support and resistance for that. That's probably why you get confused with which one to use, because I know there's a lot of support resistance. We use the high-low indicator. So it's a K2 high-low indicator. You turn this on, and this is where you would draw the liquidity. Like, so for example, here, you have a high here. You have another high here. You have another high here. The liquidity has been broken if it's been touched. So for example, here, these highs have been touched. So this becomes liquidity to the upside. Again, right here, right? So this was a liquidity zone or a liquidity area. You can see that this candle right here broke it, right? So this is no longer liquidity. This is no longer liquidity either, because you can see that price hit liquidity right here, and then it already pushed up. So for this right here, this wouldn't be liquidity, this wouldn't be, this wouldn't be, this wouldn't be, but this would be right here. So basically, you're drawing it where price has not touched it yet, because it's like pending liquidity around that area. In order for it to really be liquidity, there needs to be like two areas of liquidity right there. Like for example, this right here, this would be good, because if this price right here gets broken, it's likely going to push even higher past this one. If price breaks this one right here, the odds of it pushing like all the way up here is not likely, right? You might see price come up above it slightly and then come back down. So to draw these areas of liquidity that I've been drawing, you need to use the K2 high-low indicator. That's how we use it. We don't use the support resistance for this one. And I'll go over this more in detail when we have our mentoring session. So guys, this week I can hold our mentoring session this Tuesday, tomorrow actually, at 2 p.m. That's most likely where we're going to be having it. Another day I can have it on is going to be Friday, but I think Tuesday is probably going to work best for everybody here. So I'll put an update in the group to let you guys know. But yeah, during that mentoring session, we can go in that stuff in detail. Other than that, yeah, so Maddie over here, I just saw Maddie's message right here. He was talking about liquidity hitting. So Maddie said, hit liquidity might push up, and you're completely right, Maddie. So, or not, yeah. So you can see right here, bro, Maddie, it hit liquidity and it pushed right up to the next area, right? Right there, hit liquidity again, and it broke right through it. So great call right there, Maddie. And yeah, I mean, you guys want to be very careful with taking any trades right now. I'm not going to take any trades because everyone's having issues with their Mt4. I don't want to get caught with those same issues as well. But yeah, the thing pushed up pretty high. Steven's asking, what resource did we use today to know we should skip entries? Let's say was not able to attend the webinar. So the reason why you wouldn't take trades in this direction, Steven, is because everything is so one-sided. Like it's not something that you can just, there's no, like, it's kind of hard to explain. I'm trying to figure out a way to explain it to you where you can understand it, where it's very simple and easy for you to understand. One way that you can understand is to go back and watch the entire live session from the beginning, right? Just go from 6:30 to 7 or whenever the live session started, and then just listen to what I was saying during that period. There's a lot of different factors that we tie into place what made today risky, right? One factor is that it's Monday. Monday is always risky because the market opens from the weekend. You have a lot of these pending orders that get filled as soon as market fully opens. Another red flag is the fact that that the retail sentiment and fundamentals are super far down. When the fundamentals are down like this super heavily and everything is one-sided, right? The entire stock index is completely red. It's not completely red now, but when everything's pointing towards the downside, so everything's red, retail sentiment over here is indicating that we're taking sells as well. This causes a lot of manipulation in the market. So, I mean, this isn't like a 1 + 2 = 3 type thing, Stephen, where I can tell you to check off things, right? You got to be smart about things and use your own logic to understand when it's like, Stephen said, okay, I see now, the fundamental numbers were very large. So it's not necessarily, so Henry says, can someone tell Andre to turn off the video? I think Henry just watched your camera the whole time. Andre, I'm good. Sorry, guys. That just made me laugh a little too much. A lot of stuff going on in the message here. So just FYI, guys, I have my camera off, so I can, well, my camera's on, you guys can see me, but I can't see anyone else in the camera. So people sometimes see other people's cameras and they see stuff that they're not expecting. So just FYI, I mean, it's fine. You guys can leave your camera on. It's not a big deal, but people just want to make sure that people know that your camera is on, because I guess Andre, your shirt was off and everyone was watching your camera. So yeah, well, not a bad thing, Andre, but I think everyone was kind of just your camera spotlight. All right, back to what I was saying. So Andre, I think because you were moving your camera. Your camera was spotlighted, so everyone's screen was just your camera, and everyone was like, "Hey, can you tell Andre to take the camera off?" We just want to let you know so that you're not like you don't realize that your camera's on, because what happens is if you're moving the camera, everyone's screen just goes straight to your camera, so they just see you there without a shirt on, which is okay. If you're fine with that, great. But we just want to let you know, because one time we had somebody who was like naked and brushing their teeth on the camera, and they didn't know. So we just want to let you know, just in case. Anyways, back to the question, guys. That was enough laughing for the day. Henry said, "No wonder MC." Oh man! All right, that was funny, guys. Yeah, Ryan said, "Might get bad for you." Yeah, no, it's all right. I think we're good. Yeah, because I didn't realize that everyone was watching that. And when I turned on my camera, I started to see what everyone was looking at. But you're good, Dre. All right, anyways, back to the charts, guys. There's nothing here for us to take. Price is now consolidating within this area. There was possibly variation right here, but not because there was a wick right there. So no variation version 2 there. No variation 1 here. And the range is just getting tighter and tighter as we continue along. So. All right, guys, let me see. I think there's like, let me check the fundamentals real quick. Fundamentals are still very red. Yeah, for the most part, everything's pretty much red. There's a Home Depot that's now starting to push it back up. It's up 5 points, but not very much. Traveler is up 1 point. Looking over at fundamentals over here, currently down 458 points still. Retail sentiment still down 64% long. So we're still looking for sells here, guys. But there just isn't anything for us to take at the moment. Price is currently pushing back up to opening price. This dotted line right here is going to be the opening price. But other than that, I think price is probably gonna come back down. So as you can see right here, let me just mark up the clean chart, delete some of this stuff. Oh, this is actually really good. So as you guys can see right here, there's a lot of liquidity on the bottom side now. So when price comes back down, expect it to crash back down like pretty heavy. So possible. No, there's a wick on top, unfortunately. So yeah, unfortunately, there's a wick on top right here. If there was no wick right here, this would be a pretty solid variation because we have all this liquidity right here. But unfortunately, there isn't one there because there's a wick on top. So no variation off this, but if this was a variation, this probably would have been a pretty nice one. So if price hits this area right here, you could probably expect it to drop to this next level down here. Or if this closes below here, this will be a triple confluence. I think I might risk it, maybe just try this out. I know Mt4 has been screwing around, but it might. Oh, sorry. So trend meter is not red. Oh man, thanks guys. Big thanks to you guys right here. So yeah, smart move, guys. This is why I'm glad I'm here on the live with you guys. Yeah, so thanks for letting me know, D, Randy, MJ, Orain, everyone. Thanks for letting us know that the trend meter is not red. So this would not be a triple confluence. Looks like it would have been nice though if it would have came up, but definitely not a triple confluence. This would just be a high-low entry, but it's not one that I'm looking to take. Just, similar to what Steven was taking earlier. He was taking a bit of riskier moves. which I don't recommend. And it would have hit TP, but it's not worth the risk, especially not on a day like this where everyone's having issues with their oh, and it's also above the pivots. So just like, yeah, see, there we go again. I would have taken some shortcuts right here and I probably would have hit TP, but it wouldn't have been a good trade. So we had the sell signal here. It wasn't below the pivot. So this was only a high-low entry, high-low by itself, no pivot entry and no trend meter. So it's just a one strategy, not even a double confluence, but just the one strategy. So thanks guys for letting me know. Like it's just too risky for me to take these trades right now, especially with Mt4 screwing up. And there's just a lot of red flags. So it just becomes a little risky when it comes down to it. Anyways, man, this market is kind of whack for the most part. I was really hoping that we'd have a variation right here. Yeah, D said decent high-low entry because of liquidity below, but I didn't want to risk it today. No, exactly. Same here, D. So as we discussed, price is probably going to push down to this area, right? Well, it did push down to that area right there. It hit liquidity right here. So there was a couple of reasons why I would have wanted to take this sell, but just like D said, it's just too risky, right? Again, right here, if price breaks below here, you can expect it to drop to this next area of liquidity right here. So price did break below. Won't really be too surprised if price drops below here and touches this, if not breaks even lower, because this would actually be, and there you go. See price push down lower. It's pushing down to that next liquidity area. Talanji said had an invalid 3-minute daily, looks like an invalid 10-minute daily is about to print, plus valid 3-minute daily selling is printing. And there you go. See the liquidity right there, guys? So we look to enter the trade here. I mentioned it was probably going to hit this point. As soon as it hit this point, it dropped down to this next level right here. So as you guys can see, this is why the liquidity is very helpful. It's like one of those last confluences that gives you that full move. Like you're like, okay, if this drops lower, it's probably going to keep dropping even further. So like, for example, right here, you can see price push to the upside, break liquidity again, and drop even lower from that point. But yeah, with these market conditions, it's just oh man, my brother just texted me. Yeah, but yeah, like what Talanji said, he's looking for a confluence right there for the 3-minute and the 10-minute. So looking at this right here, this was an invalid buy. Talanji's looking at this for a possible sell for the 3-minute. I'm not going to take this, guys, but I'm just showing you guys what Talanji is discussing right here on the live. He's looking for a confluence right here because he sees a pending 3-minute daily. He also sees this here on the 10-minute. So he's looking at this as a strong confluence. So for example, here, if he gets a sell entry here on the 10, it'd be a strong confluence because this over here would also indicate that it'd be a sell too. But if this is invalid, Talanji, you know, obviously it just wouldn't, it wouldn't fit. Yeah, scrolling up to Steven's question earlier, Steven was asking, so basically Tuesday through Thursday are normal trading days. Yeah, for the most part, yes. Because Monday you have a lot of manipulation from a lot of orders that fill in from over the weekend, because a lot of people try to put orders over the weekend, but they're not filled until the market opens. So Monday is a bit risky. Friday's risky because a lot of people try to sell off before the weekend. So you get a lot of manipulation to the downside and then people buying the dip from there. So yeah, Steven, for the most part, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are like the more, they're the more less risky days. However, we still trade on Mondays and Fridays. Yeah, exactly like Nick said, but also Mondays and Fridays can hit really good. It just depends on the situation, right? Today's a risky day, but not every day is going to be like this where things are so one-sided. Generally, we don't want price to be super one-sided. Like for example, here, I don't want fundamentals to be down like 500 points. This is like way too one-sided. If it's down like 100 points, then great. I'll take trades on a Monday or a Friday. But if it's down 500 points, you're going to see a lot of manipulation of price going up and going down because everyone's betting that price is going to go down because it's so red. And then you're going to have a lot of people trying to buy the dip, pushing price back up. So Mondays and Fridays aren't necessarily bad days to trade. It's just as long as you know what you're doing, you can still you can still catch good trades, here and there. See, Joshua said, I thought Delmas advised not to take. Yeah, so Deswell, not Delmas, Joshua, I know their names sound the same. Not Deswell, not Delmas, it's Deswell. Deswell is one that created the strategy. He said that he doesn't use it on Fridays. He does use it on Mondays. So just not Fridays. Sometimes on Mondays, but for the most part, for sure, not Fridays, sometimes on Mondays, but it just depends on the situation. If price is like pretty clear, then he'll take it, but he definitely doesn't take it on Fridays. Yeah, I know, just their names are a little different. Deswell and Delmas, just a little different, but yeah. Deswell actually sent me his profit. So let's see what Deswell did today. He said he took all of the K2 variation trades, all wins. So as you can see, Deswell here has been pretty much playing around with a demo account right here just to see how his trades are working. He took every K2 variation trade and he locked in 72,000 for one day. That's crazy. I don't know if he's doing this on a higher time frame, but these profits are like crazy, crazy, crazy huge. Yeah, bro. Time frame. That's crazy. And it's funny because you just mentioned Deswell right now. So like Deswell messaged me his profits for the day. He took pretty much all the variation trades, I guess, from Asia session up until now. I'm wondering what time frame he's trading on, because if he's trading on a higher time frame and holding them for a longer period, I mean, it's pretty crazy right here for one day's profit. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I asked him what time frame. He's gonna let me know when he responds. Talanji said, didn't he hold that buy for a week in December? Oh yeah, no, he was like, there was a couple trades here where he just held on to it for like a long time, and it's been hitting like crazy. Anyways, it's almost 8 o'clock, guys. So let me see. I'm gonna go over the profits real quick to show you guys what everyone locked in for the day. I didn't lock in anything, so no losses for the day. Still counted as a win for me personally, because just like I mentioned before, guys, if you guys can work on consistency and not losing trades, your account will just continue to grow. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're locking in smaller profits now, but over time, say for example, you lock in small profits Monday through Friday. You're going to be way more in profit than someone that's taking huge risk and making big profit on Monday, losing big on Tuesday, losing big on Wednesday, and then making all back to break even on Friday, right? You guys don't want to be that type of person that's just going back and forth. You want to be the type of person that's consistently winning and your account's consistently growing, day after day. So anyways, going over here real quick, Maddie said 4 for 4. Yeah, 4 trades right there that he saw. All wins right there. Nice. So Deswell's applying it on the 5-minute. Nice. Check it out. Nice, bro. Yeah, so Deswell is actually applying the variation on the 5 minutes. So maybe I'll play around with the 5 minute. I'm going to add it to my notes here. So that's pretty solid for him to be locking in some crazy profit like that. I'll add that to the list. Going over here real quick, let me just scroll up. I thought there was going to be a variation there, but there isn't. All right, so scrolling up real quick, Tiana locked in 560. Nice work, Tiana. Delmas over here locked in a total of 558. Great work, Delmas. Patricia over here locked in a total of 2,504. Great work, Patricia. Angela over here locked in a total of 828. Great work. Angela, she said missed her 1K goal for the day, but she's happy with her profits. Now she's off to her day job, definitely. So great work right there, Angela. Delmas again right here locked in a couple more profits, locked in 829. Nice work, Delmas. Del again over here, now up 1,020. Nice work, Del. Showing us over here. Albert over here locked in a total of 9,054. Nice work, Albert. He actually took some Bitcoin. So I think Albert was taking some Bitcoin moves right here, locked in some fat profits, 6,000 right there. Again, right here, Bitcoin as well, locked in a total of 13,000 off his other account. So killer work right there, Albert. His first account, 9,000. His other account, or he just added another trade here, locked in 13,000 for the day. Great work, Albert. Del again right here, still stacking up these wins. All wins, no losses, 1,156 for the day. So nice work right there, Delmas. Dell again. Damn, Dell's killing it. This whole day, he's taking trades in both directions. All wins right here. Total 1,387. Nice work, Delmas. Narith over here locked in a total of 3,137. All sells right here for US 30. So nice work right there, Narith. Tiana over here, total of 805 for the day. Great work, Tiana. Let's see, other than that, I think that's it for right now. Let's see. Jeremy said had two big losses that could have been avoided, but it's okay, still in profit. So Jeremy over here, it's good that Jeremy identified that he took some bad trades here that could have been easily avoided, but he made it right back in profit. So I had some losses there, made it right back right here. Total of 682 for the day. So great work right there, Jeremy. Nice work on the recovery. A lot of people don't recover like that. They get caught in revenge trading, but Jeremy, he was smart about it. He knew that he could have avoided those losses, and he made it right back. So great work right there, Jeremy. Eunice over here said, unfortunately, couldn't join the live session today, but made some profit for the day. So Eunice off his first account made 255. Nice work, Eunice, off that. His other account made 150. Nice work there. His other account, he made 103. All right, cool. So across all of his accounts right here, he locked in about a little over 500. So great work right there, Eunice. Starting over here, locked in a total of 2,340 euros. And so guys, check this out. Stern has been very careful because he's just been taking quality trades, just like I mentioned. And he sent me all of his trades here, right? So he said 0 losses. This shit's amazing. So he said, I don't trade every day since I'm rebuilding his pizza. So Stern actually has a pizza shop over in, I think, the Netherlands, right, Stern? So he showed me all of his trades here. He has no losses every day. This is all of his FTMO, right? 0 losses. So this is what I'm talking about, consistency, guys. If you guys can be consistent like Stern, his profits just add up every single day. So every day here, he has 7,000 euros, 4,000 euros, 13,000 euros, 15,000 euros, 2,000 euros for the day, right, guys? This is all about the consistency that I'm talking about. You guys have to, follow consistency. If you guys can be consistent like this, you guys will have no problem with making profits every day, every week, etc. So just keep that in mind whenever you guys are taking trades. Make sure that trade's a quality trade, because in my personal perspective, I'd rather have all wins and no losses rather than having big wins, big losses, and then going back to break even. Patricia over here, nice work, locked in 2,504. So great work right there, Patricia. Other than that, I think that's it for right now. Let's see if there's any other profits here for me to look at. Randy said, man, you got the patience good of job. Yeah, no, definitely, Randy. Try my best to be patient with everybody. Jeff over here took a couple of trades, locked in a nice total of 984 for the day. Nice work, Jeff. He took some NASDAQ trades and some US 30 trades. You saw those opportunities for sells there, locked in some pretty good profit. Anything else here? Tiana sent in some more profits, locked in 805. And Jeff over here, of course, with his 1,000 profit for the day. So nice work amongst everyone here. I didn't take any trades myself, so I don't have anything to share myself, but I'm glad to see everyone here lock in some nice profits. No entries here off the off these highs or lows. Unfortunately, it's already 8 o'clock, so it doesn't look like I'm going to have any trades here available for myself, but it's okay. Today was kind of a wacky day anyway, especially with Mt4 kind of being all over the place. So I'd rather not risk it. Let me go and see what else I'm missing over here. So let's see over here real quick. Steven's asking, how often do we have days where no valid 1-minute entry for breakout? I don't know, Steven. Honestly, I don't pay attention to that stuff. Steven, if you're looking for like almost every day, well, probably like more times than not, there's going to be a variation that's available. I mean, not variation, there's going to be a breakout that's available. It just depends if it lines up, right? There's always going to be a variation almost every day. But the thing is, if it doesn't line up with, it isn't like, it depends on your confidence, right? So even depends on how risky you want to be. Like, for example, you're very risky. So you want to take every single trade that you see, even though you know you shouldn't. If you're looking where it lines up with confluence and it's lining up with fundamentals, if it's doing the whole step process that I gave you, it's not going to come up very often, because that's almost like a guaranteed hit. Like when you see something like that, when everything lines up, it's almost always going to hit. Like for example, today there was, we were looking for a sell. And then if you were looking for a sell over here at 630, I mean, technically, no, I wouldn't have taken that variation. So this was too big of a wick, so you wouldn't have taken it. But if you waited till here, so for example, right here, right, this, you're waiting for a strong red candle. If you saw a strong red candle like that and you're looking for a sell, I mean, if you really wanted to wait for it, you probably could have, but I wouldn't have waited for it because it came too late. But everything's just going to vary, you know, just like what C-Soup said over here. He said something that you can figure out for yourself. So like, if you really want to go and see Stephen for yourself, because the thing is, I can tell you I could tell you as many things as you want to hear, but you're probably not going to listen to anything I tell you because you still do the opposite. So if you want to go see how they work, Stephen, you can go to the YouTube. So here's one thing that you can do. I'll give you a homework assignment, since like, you know, you don't understand a lot of these things, but the only way to understand it is if you go back and watch the videos. So, you know, just like I was showing here, this is what you can do, Stephen, because I know that you're trying to get this stuff, but you just don't get it, right? So what you can do is all these videos here with the white background, these are all live sessions. Go back to every single session at 6:30. It doesn't take that long. So don't tell me you don't have enough time to go look through these. It takes like 5 minutes per video because the breakout happens within the first 5 minutes. What you can do is go to each video, go from 6:30 to 6:35, because that's when the breakout happens, and see how many times does it work, right? The more that you see it work, the more confident you'll feel with taking these trades. The problem with you not being confident is because you haven't put in the work to actually believe these strategies, right? You just think that things are going to happen automatically just because you take a trade. So what you could do for you to feel more confident about these trades is go to the YouTube channel, go to every video here with the white background, watch the first 5 minutes for the breakout, and then see how it plays out, right? Because it seems like every day you have the same question about the breakout. You're like, is this a breakout? And it's the answer is always the same. It's like, if it doesn't fit the requirements, it's not going to be an entry. So, you know, if you really want to learn this stuff, Stephen, and the thing is, you have to really want to learn this stuff. You can't just be, you know, you can't be a part-time trader where you're trading and you're looking for the very easiest strategy. And obviously it works, but then you don't apply it properly. So you can do that, Stephen. That'll be your homework assignment. If you really want to learn this stuff, go back and watch the videos. It's not very difficult because you're watching 5 minutes. So if you watch these right here, you can watch pretty much all of last week's videos and this week's and the week before that within, you know, within 30 minutes or so. Because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so you got 15 videos here times 5. That's going to take you a little over an hour to watch all of these to see how they play out. And that's the only way you'll get better, Stephen. Because the thing is, I could tell you a number, but you're still not going to listen to it, right? The only way you'll listen to it is if you actually go and see it yourself. So go and do that, and then you'll find out what you've been doing wrong and what you've been doing right. Because I do the same thing every morning, so you should be able to find it on there. Anyways, going back over here, let's see. Randy said, mind going through the daily markups on the 1 minute, the bear chart. Yeah, sure. So these over here, right here, Randy. Hey, Professor. We'll see you. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, Professor. All right, so here's the markups right here on the daily. Let me just delete some of these because everything here is kind of changed up a bit. So we have a new high there. It's a high right there. And no low, no low right now currently. So here's the markup right here, Randy. So Randy wants me to take a look at the mid-market reversal. So all right, looking from 6:30 to 7, you guys can see here that price was basically very bearish, right? 6:30 to 7. From 7 to 8, price was pretty much bullish for the most part right here. And as you can see right here, price is just going to probably consolidate for a bit, right? Some more consolidation within this area. Just looking over here for the mid-market reversal, which is what Randy is kind of looking at this point, you guys can see that there is some liquidity in both directions. So I think this could be a toss up, Randy. It doesn't really look like it's going to be very specific. Or very easy to catch, because generally when it's easy, well, okay, here's what might happen. I think mid-market reversal might be coming to the top side, because there's a lot more liquidity around this area. But the thing is, it's only 8 o'clock, so like in order to really determine whether mid-market reversal is going to happen, you probably have to wait until like 9, because here's what could happen. If price doesn't end up consolidating within here, like say for example, instead of it consolidating, price bounces back to the upside, and say that it triggers all of this liquidity right here. Right, say it gets to that point, like around 9. When price gets to this point, there's probably gonna be liquidity down here, right? Because price just keeps making its way to the upside. With all the liquidity right here, when it finally comes down around here, then it might come crashing down super heavily. But from my perspective here, I think price is actually gonna go up. Because the thing is, if you just look at price from like London, it's been dropping for a long time, right? So there's a lot of liquidity around this area right here. Like all of this needs to be triggered. So I personally think this is what might happen. Let me just show you guys real quick. So I do expect maybe some consolidation, ranging, some more consolidation and ranging. And then probably from like 10 to 12, well, this is what I would look out for. I'd look out for price to come up. And then if it hits liquidity around this area, and this is going to be key, looking for liquidity around this area, you could probably see it pushed up even higher. So this is kind of what I probably see happening. This is not what I want to see happen, but this is probably what's going to happen, because price has been dropping. Price has been dropping and people are likely to buy the dip. And when they buy the dip, they're going to push price up. When price gets pushed up, it's going to hit liquidity. And then when it hits liquidity, it's just going to skyrocket even higher. So this is kind of what I see happening right here, Randy. No guarantee it'll happen, obviously, because the thing is, the fundamentals are still very strong. However, it's even stronger now, actually. It's down like 600 points. So this is even an even bigger reason for it to shoot right back up. However, if something happens right here, say for example, something is announced, right, that causes price to go down. Say like that whole thing in Russia that Christopher just like mentioned earlier. If something like that happens, or some COVID news comes up, or something crazy comes up, then price can just continue dropping even lower. So you get one thing that you guys want to keep in mind is also keep track of the news to see if anything's happening around the world. If there's a new COVID variant, or the COVID results come out for like the month of January, because it's getting towards the end of the month, then you could probably expect it to drop even further, but no guarantee that's going to happen. Other than that, we have a 3-minute here. Yeah, no problem, Randy, but I could help you with that. Here's a 3-minute here. Daily entry, guys. I'm not looking to take it, but I think some of you guys here are looking at it. I think Talanji and Maddie were looking at it. It's just too risky. I'm not looking to take this right here. I don't know if you guys are looking to take it. I personally wouldn't take it, because just looking at my market here that I did for Randy, looks like price will just consolidate a bit and then probably shoot right back up. I mean, it'll probably hit TP before that happens, but it's just too risky for me to hop into that right there. Which, it'll probably hit. It looks like it's going to hit right there, but I'm not taking that risk. And there you go. Would have hit TP. But you guys can see right here that it actually got close to stop loss as well. So I probably would have freaked out. I've already been sweating right here, because you can see right here off this candle, price came down, then it came right back up. But it would have hit TP right there. So I'm just, I'm being a bit careful, guys. There's a lot of red flags today with how the market's moving, plus with Mt4 kind of disconnecting and stuff. Let's see, Talanji said 10-minute daily printing too, but he took it with a half lot. So, I mean, it's not bad, Talanji. At least you locked in some profit off that. Yeah, another 10-minute right here for the daily, but I'm not looking to take this either. This is a snipe. Yeah, if this ends up closing. All right, guys. So I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Let me see if there's anything here that was posted. Rick right here, his profits for the day locked in a total of 1,245. Had a small loss right there for the $2 that he was referring to earlier. So nice work right there. Sharon said, thanks, Sean. Learned so much last year, which took my trading to the next level. Definitely, Sharon. And I think that's it for the profits here. So if you guys have anything else to send over, go ahead and send them over. I'll add them to the profits for the day. And yeah, if you guys have questions, feel free to email or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, we'll pick back up tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow will be a lot smoother. Looking at the news for tomorrow, we don't really have much news aside from CV consumer confidence at 7, which is about it. So hopefully tomorrow is going to move a lot smoother and we can catch some trades. But if you guys do decide to trade, be careful because, the market's obviously moving kind of crazy today. Mt4 is having issues. Just a lot of things causing me not to want to trade. So better be safe than sorry, guys. But if you guys have questions, reach out.